picked up by Kansas City. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Welcome home, Isaiah Pacheco. It is good, good, good. Who got him? Chris Jones got him. Mahomes looks that way. He's going to go wide open left side. Kelsey, touchdown. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the AFC Championship game for a 7th consecutive year. Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. That's it. Special teams assistant Andy Hill knows that this special teams unit was unreal. The Chiefs get the victory 23-14, even with an intentional safety. All right, the Chiefs get the victory over the Houston Texans. Where do we start? We'll start with the fact that this team now is doing remarkable things in the postseason, starting with playoff Pat and playoff Kelsey.
7 consecutive AFC Championship games, 6 of which will be played here in Kansas City. It's absolutely incredible. We can't take this for granted. This is remarkable stuff. The Chiefs just won their 8th consecutive playoff game. Only 2 other teams in NFL history have done that. The 2001-05 New England Patriots and the 1961-1967 Green Bay Packers. Add the Chiefs to that list. Incredible stuff. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, we're right in the middle of it.
I'm pretty sure it's also the most playoff wins for any team in NFL history in a 7-year span. Derek Nottie had a big play in this game too. This was all hands on deck to get the victory. But let's just talk about playoff Pat and playoff Kelsey. They team up again for an 18th time for a touchdown, a big one to put the Chiefs up 20-12. And Kelsey extends his NFL record of catches by any position in the NFL in history in the postseason. So no Jerry Rice, no Gronkowski. And then Mahomes in the divisional playoff round, undefeated, the best record of any quarterback in any round without a loss. And now he's sitting at 17 touchdowns and no turnovers. Unreal. It's just unreal.
He now has 16 playoff wins as a starting quarterback in the postseason. That ties Joe Montana for the second most all-time in NFL history. Patrick Mahomes is 29 years old, mind you. He just tied Joe Montana for the second most wins by a quarterback in the playoffs in NFL history. Only Tom Brady has more with 35. And that touchdown pass to Travis Kelce was just incredible, wasn't it? He's falling down, his knees barely above the dirt, and finds Kelce in the end zone. And Travis now has 9 career playoff games with at least 100 receiving yards. That passes Jerry Rice for the most all-time in the playoffs.
Yep, that's an all-time NFL record as well. And he had a 49-yard catch, the longest he's ever had in the postseason in his amazing Hall of Fame career. And that looked like Kelsey of his rookie season.
It did, just shedding tackles.
Oh, yeah.
5 of his 7 catches today went for double-digit yardage. He had catches of 23 yards, 12 yards, 18 yards, the 11-yard touchdown, and the 49-yarder at the end. And 2 took place on 3rd down as well, the 11-yard touchdown and a 2-yarder as well.
Defensively, there's a lot to talk about here. The fact that 53% of the snaps for both teams were in the other side of the 50. And so for the defense to hold the Texans to field goals early was outstanding.
And this guy had a heck of a game, didn't he? Trip McDuffie.
My God.
Mr. Pat, the most passes defense by a defensive back in Kansas City Chiefs history.
And this guy, he leaves the game at one point because he has to get checked on, is finding his helmet on the sideline, comes in, immediately breaks up a pass. You're ready to get back in the game, huh?
You know what it is.
McDuffie, baby. Deuce. Deuce.
That guy's awesome, isn't he?
It's awesome. Amazing. That guy, he's in the elite part of the defensive backs. All right, we got a whole lot to talk about, but let's go to the podium.
All right. Thank you to the fans, first of all. They were outstanding today, or this afternoon, so it was beautiful. It was good to get back in the swing of things. I thought the guys knocked a little rust off early and then kept working, and I thought finished up strong. I thought our defense did an outstanding job. George led us with the 3 sacks, but there were 8 team sacks overall, and that doesn't normally happen against a great offense like they've got. So my hat goes off to Spags as the plan he had, and then again the players for executing it. Justin led us with in tackles, and McDuffie had the 3 pass breakups that were tremendous too to go with it. Offensively, you probably need to start with Trev with 7 catches for 117 yards, a touchdown, and he just, that's why he's the greatest tight end there's been. So Kareem, I'm trying to read my notes here. Kareem was 7 for 40 for 1 touchdown, and then anyways, it was all good. I've got 8,000 notes here scribbled on here. I thought Remigio did a great job with the initial kickoff, with a 63-yard run, and then Bucker with his 3 field goals, outstanding, and then Chanel right at the end comes up with a big block. My hat goes off to Borgo going to Tennessee. He's now the enemy, but we're glad he was able to get that job as a general manager there. So he's done a phenomenal job here for us, and we love the guy, but he's on another AFC team now. So, anyways, with that, time's yours.
Let's come out clean. Injury-wise from the game, it seemed like there were a lot of just bumps and bruises throughout. Injury-wise.
Yeah, there weren't really anything to mention. Everybody got through it, and they're good. They might have some bumps and bruises, but it's all good there.
Andy, there were 2 particular connections between Patrick and Travis today. Or if you could just speak to each of them. The first, when Patrick was basically falling forward.
Yeah, well, that touchdown was unbelievable. I mean, the touchdown throw to Trav was incredible. For him to be able to get himself in position, just his body in position to make that throw, I thought was great. Yeah.
Do you think for a second he might have had his knee down? I mean, did you wonder that as he was releasing the ball?
No. I have a good view of it. So.
And the long connection they had early, that was Travis' longest catch of the season, and certainly showed some burst. Do you see that as a benefit of the rest?
Yeah, he can still play. He's all right.
Patrick do a lot of things. That play there that we're talking about, is that one where even though you're in the middle of the game, you may peek up and watch the replay on the board?
Yeah, I always tell our coaches, don't get used to that. I mean, this is unreal. I tell the fans the same thing. We're very lucky to have him here. And the stuff he's doing just doesn't happen. That's why he's the greatest at doing what he's done in a relatively young career here. So, I thought Nagy did a nice job of putting the guys in position to have some real nice plays, too. And then I should have mentioned Dave Tobe in there, too. Dave did a good job with the special teams.
And Kareem got his first chance to have a playoff game with you guys again. Looks like he had a pretty good first. How happy are you for what he's been able to do here in this?
Yeah, listen, he's been great for us. He's really helped, and he ran hard today. And when we needed him right down the stretch there, we just handed it to him. And that's not taking anything away from Pacheco, because he's doing a nice job, too. To have both of them, plus P. Ryan going in on 3rd downs and doing what he does, it's a nice thing to have from a coaching standpoint.
You guys were going back and forth with Throughout the week. What made you go with Thuney?
Yeah, so just with the complexity of the playoffs with different looks and the defenses, I think Joe and Kellyan have been here. That's not taking anything away from DJ, because he's done a great job of working himself in. And we literally rotate him at practice. So I think everybody's got confidence in him. It's just the part that you got to start somebody. You can only have 5 of them, right? So.
Andy, first off, congratulations on making the 300-win club. What does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, a lot of people go into that. So, it's not – I joke the guys that, you get a couple more, you might be able to equal my weight. So, and it looks like you're a Forktarian too, so I'm with you. You can roll with me.
Coach, it seemed like a pretty hard-fought win for the team. Can you maybe share any of your message to the team in the locker room after the game?
Yeah, I'm proud of them for what they've done. This isn't an easy thing. That's a good football team. D'Amico's done a phenomenal job with that team. I had him as a player. Now I get to see him as a coach, and he's doing great things, as a coach. So a ton of respect for him and what he's done. But that's a good football team. Phenomenal defense that they've got. So I'm proud of our guys for how they handled it. And we knocked a little of the rust off. Everybody stayed positive and with each other and that whole bit. And here we sit with a championship game. I mean, we're humbled to be in that position. and fortunate, we appreciate that we're right here at Arrowhead. So.
Just back to the 8 sacks. I mean, I know Spag's game plan, but what stands out to you about why that worked that way?
Yeah. Well, the scheme, he's got a tremendous scheme, and it's complicated. So they had to deal with that. The other part is, the players playing the way they are. I mean, Brett's done a nice job of bringing guys in on both sides of the ball for us. I mean, we were this close on the offensive side, and the defense probably could have had a couple more even, so where he escaped out of the pocket. But the plan was right for who we were facing, and I thought Spags really did a nice job with that.
On that same to make those big plays in the second half when you really kind of need them in those momentum spots, why do you figure that is, that they make them at the big times?
Yeah, they're good players that love to play the game. I mean, that's we're sitting here. It's that time of the year, and guys stepped up and did a nice job. And Spags puts them in position to be able to do that, and then they take advantage of it. That's how that goes. Okay, good. Thank you.
It'll go down as one of the greatest individual defensive performances in Chiefs playoff history. 3 sacks. It is, bro. 3 sacks out of 8 for the team total. George Karlaftis. Oh, my goodness. You were relentless in this game. What was going on?
Started from the game plan that Coach Spags, Coach Cullen, Coach Braden, and all the coaches, started with. So it starts with the game plan, and us drilling it all the time during practice. And then just bringing it onto the field, rushing coverage, working together, and rushing with an umbrella of discipline. So it turned out to be pretty good.
And not just sacks, but sacks at the most important times. What about the 4th and 10 sack for -16? You not only got him off the field, you gained 16 yards of field position. What about that single play?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of adjusted my alignment a little bit, knowing what they were going to do, knowing the protection. It's funny enough, Coach Spags and Coach Cullen got on me for messing up a similar type of play on Thursday, and I was like, all right, I'm not glad that I messed it up, but I'm glad I got that wrong in practice so that I could do it in the game, and it turned out to be a good play.
And your other 2, as Texans were driving deep in Chiefs territory, you got those 2 at the biggest times. What about making plays when it means the most?
Just digging deep. Tempo, no huddle. It's cold outside, the air is thin, all that stuff. It's what you work for, during training camp, during OTAs, Coach Reed's long drive drill, all that stuff, just digging deep and trying to pull this one off for the team.
8-0. The class of 22 is 8-0 in the National Football League playoffs. We just had a cameo from Trent McDuffie.
Yeah.
What about your whole class? He's a beast, but you're a beast. The class of 22 to be 8-0 in the playoffs and playing again in an AFC Championship game.
Hey man, a lot of great individuals, in that class, and that were under some great leadership, both from coaches and the veterans, that laid the foundation, and just with us, just continuing that on and trying to add whatever abilities we have to it, and try to keep this just a winning program, I guess, a winning organization, and trying to keep getting better every single day.
And you may be President of the United States and Prime Minister of Greece at the same time. How much will this help you in that role?
Well, I can't be the President of the United States. I wasn't born here, so it was
change that. 3 sacks could change that.
All right, it was a fun night. It was a fun night, and we're just focused on who we're going to be playing in the AFC Championship. So Lamar Hunt,
a warrior, ladies and gentlemen, an incredible performance, George Karlaftis.
Talk us through that play, how you're able to stay up and make sure you found open.
Yeah, no, I had to. I knew I was going to have to buy a little time. We were at 3rd and long in the red zone, but we had talked about that exact play, and we just had to Trev had to get over that linebacker, so I had to buy a little bit of time. So I stepped up in the pocket, was able to get enough on it to get in the end zone, and that was a big play in the game, and we needed to kind of get in that end zone after that long drive that they had.
How did you get enough on it? Because it looked like you were basically face planting as you let go of the ball.
Just everything I got was the Bobby Stroop workouts. So it was you find a way in those big moments, and that was a big moment, and I was glad that Trav was in that spot where I was able to give him the football.
Did Did you know coming off your hand that?
Nah, there was a little bit of I didn't know if that dude was gonna get back in there, and it was kind of it was a touchdown or a pick, and I was able to get through and get to the end zone, but it's something we worked on. I mean, that's the end of the day. We worked on that play and that situation, 3rd and long, and we were able to do that.
What do you think of Travis after the catch on the 49er play?
I told Carson, I said that those tackles that tackle him in the regular season don't tackle him in the playoffs, and he did a good job. He caught the ball, he got off the tackle, broke another tackle, and then hit it down the field, and he was trying to get the knees up, but I was glad he got us close enough that we were able to get in the end zone.
Just from him being able to get that open.
Yeah, it was. They brought the safety on a pressure, and once they did that, I know he was one-on-one with a linebacker, and so those are those matchups you look for. And they kind of try to zone it off, and he just got right in the window, right behind the linebackers, and that's what he's done for his entire career.
How do you explain Kelsey's ability to elevate usually every playoff season?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. I mean, people say it's real. It's big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and that's just how simple it is. And he's one of those guys, he doesn't let the moment be bigger than what it is. He just goes out there and execute at a high level, just like he does in the regular season. He just does that a little bit higher intensity.
After that 3-week break that you had and some of the other guys had, I'm sure that benefited everybody, including you, but how much do you think that helped Travis?
Yeah, I think it helped Trav a ton. I mean, just because he's older guy. I mean, and he plays a very, very tough position on the body. So when you're able to get some weeks off and kind of get your body reset, and it's not like he's just sitting on the couch. I mean, he's working out and kind of just taking those reps off. And so for him, it's just been getting himself ready to go. We've been practicing, we've been working at practice, and then we go out there and he plays fast and takes his game to a new level.
You see any difference in him, his demeanor, his focus, whatever it might be, playoff week?
Yeah, it's just playoff Trav. I mean, he's a leader, man, and this is what he lives for, is playing in these moments, having the chance to make big-time plays, and he goes out there and does that, and it seems like he does it every single playoff game.
Patrick, it strikes me in this moment that when you first made the AFC Championship game, you didn't have children. 7 years, 7 consecutive AFC Championships. What do you appreciate most about this particular run and getting another opportunity to have one move towards the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I know. It's been a special run. I mean, just with everybody here in Kansas City, from the organization to the community, from the team, and from my family. And I just try to cherish that. I mean, I still remember moments from the World Series my dad played when I was 5 years old. So these are moments that I'll have with my family for the rest of my life. And it's a growing family. Hopefully we're done growing for a little while. But it's cool to I'm able to play in these big games. And the Kansas City community has brought me in to be a part of their family.
We'll go across here and Sam. Go ahead. Patrick, just wonder if you could analyze the early part of the game and also just how effective or how much did the wind affect just the ability to throw the ball?
Kind of is what it is. I mean, the one throw down the sideline to Hollywood probably got it a little bit, but I feel like that's an advantage at Arrowhead, is having the elements, having the cold. And I've always said I want to be the best thrower of the football out there. I mean, I thought CJ played good though, so I mean he was spinning it as well. But that's what Arrowhead is special, is that you get the wind, you get the cold, and you get the freezing temps, and then you go out there and you just try to go out there and execute at a high level. And I feel like it's an advantage for us. And so we'll try to carry that on into this next game.
Are you surprised at all, Patrick, how open Travis was throughout the game? You had 8 targets, 7 receptions. A lot of those were a pretty big window to get it in there, especially on the 49-yarder. Was that something schematically you felt like you were able to take advantage of, or was it just what was presented and were you a little surprised by?
I think it helps when you have 1 and 5, that speed and D-Hop out there. I mean, when you have those weapons out there, it's hard for defenses to kind of account for everybody. And so they were playing some shell coverages over the top. If you think about the play that Trav has, the big catch on, the play before, we almost hit Hollywood for like a 60, 70-yard play or whatever it was. And I think that scares teams where they're like, we can't just focus all our attention on Travis. And if they do, I have to continue to shoot those balls down the field to those fast guys and let them make plays. And that's kind of the battle you have with the defensive coordinator.
We'll go last 3 by.
Patrick, what's it mean to you to see Andy get his 300th win? And it's probably hard to sum up, but how did he do it?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a great person. I'm more than a great coach. He's just a great person, and guys want to play for a guy like that. And he's been so instrumental in making me who I am, and I owe him a lot of pretty much all of my success. And so I told him that we need to get to 302, though, before this year, and then we can worry about next year.
Patrick, no catches for DeAndre, for Hollywood, or even Juju. If you known that going into the game, would you have been concerned about your guys' ability to win the game?
You know, I mean, obviously you want to get those guys involved. That makes your offense even better. And obviously there was times where we kind of stalled out on drives. And so that'll be something that we work on going into another great opponent this next week, and whoever that is. But they're part of the offense, and they know that, and they're going to keep going out there and competing. And in the playoffs, it's always, you never know how it's going to go. It's about finding ways to win, and we found a way to win today. But we're going to have to get those guys involved if we want to get to our ultimate goal.
Last two, but well, Patrick, Helen Henderson from Gilmer talked to you before.
Yeah.
I noticed your mom's post after Golden was born.
Yeah.
Brittany, congratulations, you guys. But I noticed her post in Tyler where she took the picture of the signs of Sterling and Golden Road.
Yeah.
Talk about what your mom means to you guys as far as a grandmother.
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's her birthday, so happy birthday, Mom. So no, she's Grams. She's Grandy is what she calls herself, and our kids love her, and she's been a huge instrumental part of my life, my entire life, and taking me to those baseball games. And she takes a picture by that sign. I mean, Golden Road's where I played baseball growing up. So it's those are the things that you'll forever remember, those moments you have with your parents. And she's here today, and I'm sure she'll be ready to take care of these grandkids tonight.
Last one, Patrick, along the lines of what Adam asked, you guys only had 212 yards of offense. Tell me about the team. How does the team get this done? How much credit does it get?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this a little earlier, I think one of my other interviews, and I said, Coach Reed, me, Chris, Trav kind of get all the credit, but this team is a team, and I think that's special. There's guys throughout the entire roster that make plays, and every single week, if it's Leo or if it's Trent or if it's George today or whoever it is, it's about everybody, and everybody's winners on this team, and I think that's what makes us special. So it doesn't always have to be an offensive explosion. It doesn't always have to be the defense locking it down. It's just who can find a way to get a win, and how can we do that? And I think that's what makes us a special football team. We'll try to carry that into next week.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks a lot, Patrick.
The Chiefs would not be in this position, in my opinion, without Kareem Hunt. You have been phenomenal this year. You get a touchdown in this game. First of all, what does it mean to get your first ever divisional playoff win and a chance to play in an AFC championship game?
Honestly, it means everything. It's something that, I worked my whole life to get to this point, and I've always wanted to win a Super Bowl, so the job's not finished yet. So I'm excited about this one, but it's back to work.
We're jumping on your back, you know that.
Hey, I'm ready to carry it too, so I'm excited about it. I love the way the team came out and played at the end, and we find ways to win the game.
Let's talk about the touchdown. What you got, short yardage, what'd you see, and how did it go?
I mean, I seen a little tight crease, and I had to, follow Trav up through there and get skinny, run through a couple little arm tackles and get it.
4th down and inches, a huge pickup. What about that play? Because that's as big as your touchdown.
It's a mindset thing. I won't, if I get a chance to get 1 yard, I'm going to find a way to fall forward and get that 1 yard, And, it's hats off them for believing me, put me in that situation because, I'm hungry. I want to find a way to get that every time.
And then in essence, it's the 4-minute offense. Time to run the ball at the end of the game. You peel off 2 double-digit runs. What about those 2 plays?
I knew we had to, get something going on the ground. I mean, they did a good job trying to contain us on the ground. We didn't really, stick to the run as much as I would have liked. But, we had to find a way to run the ball when everybody knows we're running the ball. And we did just that. And, you gotta be able to put teams away like that.
As a kid, did you like the WWE and all that stuff?
Oh, for sure. I played knee football, wrestling, all that in the house.
Here's why I ask. How cool is it, the fact that you got this tag team thing going on? It's you, it's Pop, Pacheco, and it's Samaje. How big is that you guys just tap out and the next guy crushes it?
Honestly, I feel like we got the best, all-around room in the NFL. And we all so different and unique. And, I'm really not too worried whoever's out there on the field because, everybody got a chance to make, a big play or something happen.
I talked about you all week long, getting this game. We ain't stopping, but you have a divisional playoff win, my friend.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. Like I said, it's more to go. This just, one bump in the road.
29. We wouldn't be here without him.
Chris, what's it like when a teammate gets on a heater like George today?
It's good. It's good for us. It's good for him. He worked his tail off for it. I just tell him don't get too high. Next game, they're going to be planning for you, buddy. But we can continue to build off of that. That's something to be positive about. But it was exciting just to watch it. I've had 2 teammates that have those type of games in the playoff, Frank Clark and George Kalafis. So for me, it's been amazing to be a part of it.
What does it mean for you that the unit was able to get to the quarterback 14 times, the 14 quarterback hits, and then finish with the 8 sacks?
I think that was huge. I think it was it's definitely going to go on the bigs. I think Coach Reed talked about it all week on how important that the bigs, meaning the O-line and the D-line, play this game physical and set the tone of the game. And I think we took that to heart and came out and played physical and was able to affect the game.
Chris, can you take us through your first sack? I mean, it seemed like, were you choosing there on your own to be on the edge, and just take us through the play there?
No, I just don't choose to be where I want to be. Listen, y'all got to stop listening. Y'all got to stop listening to Specs. Yeah, that play I did choose to. I did, man. I seen the opportunity, watched film on it all week, and figured why not.
Chris, can you take me through just what the feeling was, the experience when you won in 2018 to go to the AFC Championship, and how that feeling might be different or gives you better appreciation for this run?
Every feeling and every journey is different because what you have to go through within the journey. 2018, I think that was our first time getting there, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you think about the battles we faced along the way to get there. We lost an AFC Championship to the Patriots and then had to overcome that and finally get there and then win. So I think this is different because it's a different type of journey. We've been there a couple times, but now we're even hungrier to even get there now because what's at stake, you know what I mean? 3-peat, getting there, playing in front of our fans again. So it's different, but the journey is still the same. We still want to bring that Lamar Hunt trophy back home.
Chris, how do you focus as much as you need to in these games? Like you just said, you're going for a 3-peat. No team's ever done it in Super Bowl, in the Super Bowl era. And you have a game like today where it's not in hand until late in the fourth quarter. How do you keep that focus while also knowing in the back of your head, hey, we are now 2 wins away from doing something no team's ever done?
I don't think you think about within the game how many wins away are you. I think you think about the drive, what you can do better, what you can correct on the next drive. But it's not hard to focus on the game. If you're not focused out there, you can get beat easily. So I think it's easy to focus within the game, be present within the moment, and appreciate the moment, most importantly.
Chris, I know you're doing your own thing on the sideline, but it was a big third down play, goal when Patrick hit Travis when he was falling down. You were watching the scoreboard then, watching the game. What's your vantage point like on that?
We did it again. Pat and Trav did it again, man. It's just when you think you got them, you don't. So, yeah, we need more plays like that. We'll take them.
Sure. I mean, your rookie year, you have the playoff heartbreak. The next year it happens again. Now you've been to 7th straight AFC, or you're going to be in your 7th straight AFC championship game. I mean, is that unfathomable to you? I mean, how do you put that in context?
Getting old. It's fun, though, man. It's fun. It's a challenge. Take a lot of hard work, commitment, a lot of belief, a lot of encouragement throughout the year, a lot of unselfish play amongst the team to continue to do that. I think we had this message in chapel about climbing the mountaintop. When you climb a mountain, you don't want to stay up there because you can't really breathe. So you go back down, but the joy is that you climb in the mountain to get to the top. And I think that's just the journey we're going, still climbing that mountain and appreciating it for what it is.
Speaking of appreciating it, you were teammates with Kareem back in the day. This is the first playoff game with you guys in a while. What'd you think of him out there?
Kareem need to keep running the ball like that. We'll take it. But it's fun to have Kareem back. His energy, him and Pop is like a 1-2 punch. Pop getting there running head first, full of energy. And then Kareem is the pounder right after Pop. Pause.
Chiefs win 23-14. They're advancing to the AFC Championship game for a 7th consecutive time. For Pat, he's doing it, obviously, and only Tom Brady had more with 8 consecutive appearances in a row to the AFC Championship game. But we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the special teams. Let's start with the 65-yard kickoff return by Nico Remigio. It was bringing back memories of Niall Davis beating Houston in 2015.
Yeah, it sure was. And I was thinking about you and I watching OTAs way back in April saying, Nico Remigio's pretty good. Like, he could find a role on this team. He's been fired up really for weeks now with his opportunity and just kind of waiting for his chance. And to bust that one, I mean, that was awesome. Kind of set the tone early on in the game. Would have liked to score a touchdown there immediately afterward, but Nico's return allowed us to at least get 3 points.
We take Butker for granted. He made every kick in this game. Tough conditions to kick. Fairbairn missed a PAT. Butker made it. 13-12, psychologically, maybe bigger than fans think.
Yeah, I mean, in games like this, in divisional playoff games, oftentimes it comes down to special teams. Saw that last year in the divisional round of the playoffs. And all you can ask from our guys is to play like they did here tonight. Harrison Butker being perfect, like you said. Nico with that big kick return. And Leo Chanel with a field goal block was kind of the cherry on top at the very end.
Justin Reed was close. You know, he came out of the game with the injury. He almost got close again, but it's almost like same block.
Yeah, it was.
It's like the same gap. And then let's talk about Matt Araiza, because he had a punt that was fair caught at the 7 by Robert Woods. You overlook that, but the game is still very much in doubt. That was the worst field position Houston had all game. In fact, it was the only time Houston had a 3-and-out and punted, and the only time they did not get the ball into Chiefs territory.
Well, and credit to the Chiefs defense as well, because they had that 10-minute drive where they had like 15 plays and just ran it right down the Chiefs' throat and scored and pulled within 1 point before the extra point was missed. But the Chiefs defense and the special teams as well made sure Houston didn't get any closer the rest of the way. And on the Texans' next 2 drives, they net just 14 total yards. It says a lot about the character of this team, because that was kind of a tone-setting drive for Houston there. They were like, hey, we're here to win this game. And the Chiefs answered and said, nah, we're winning it tonight.
Big time. And there's some guys I need to mention here. DeAndre Hopkins only had 1 target, no catches. Hollywood Brown almost had the long one, no catches in the game. But
so loud in here.
I love it. Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs wouldn't be in this position without Kareem Hunt, in my opinion. All 3 of those guys got their first ever divisional playoff victory.
And how about Kareem here tonight? He had the big 4th down run that kept that last touchdown drive going. And also on the drive that kind of iced it, that set up the field goal that basically made it a 2-score game and iced the game away. Back-to-back carries of double-digit yardage. Kareem's been waiting a long time for this game, and he showed out here tonight. Let's keep it going now.
4th and inches at the 36.
Yep.
He gets a first down, and then the touchdown, the first touchdown of the game. Mm-hmm. Now we wait. We wait tomorrow night. We'll watch. And those are 2 great teams, but getting the bye means this: you don't have to beat them both. You just have to beat one of them.
And I think it's an advantage that we played here today. They have to wait all the way until, what time is it now? It's about 24 hours from now. They have to start their game. That's an advantage for the Chiefs from a rest perspective. So let's enjoy the weekend of football here, Chiefs Kingdom, and see who we play next weekend. But I like our chances every single time.
23-14 Chiefs going to the AFC Championship again.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.